Hi, I'm Mandi Pryor, and welcome to Spotlight on Pittsburgh. Spotlight on Pittsburgh is a program about Pittsburgh's most fascinating people and what they do to make our city an amazing place to live and work. First up is Kelly Frost from Pittsburgh's Elevated and Emerging Leaders, Peel, offering a brand new way to meet some of Pittsburgh's best and brightest. Joining Kelly is Pittsburgh's own Mark Ferrari, one of the burgh's top performing artists, when Spotlight on Pittsburgh returns. All right, we are back on Spotlight on Pittsburgh. We have Kelly Frost here in the studio.
Hi, so happy to be here.
Yeah, so nice to have you. We've been talking about having you on the program because I want to share everything that you have going on out there. What's going on? What are you doing? You have a brand new, I don't even know what to call it. We're going to have you name it, you talk about it. And so tell me a little bit about Peel. What is this? What are people going to do with Peel?
Well, I am excited to actually speak about it. So Peel is, as you said before, Pittsburgh's Elevated and Emerging Leaders. So it kind of started as everyone wanted a new networking group. And we are led by charity and community. And our goal is really philanthropic endeavors, which is one of our pillars, and personal development. And we are doing so much with the community. It's really exciting right now. So we have quarterly charity partners. So we've been working a lot with Sisters Place, which was our first one. And then we were working with the MS Society. And right now we're working with Women Who Rock, which is a lot of fun. So,
they are.
Yes.
They are a lot of fun.
Yes. So they have a lot of events coming up. And we really want to take a deep dive into all of our charities. One of the things that I really focused on was that I've been to a lot of groups and involved in a lot of different organizations, and monthly they sort of say, hey, we're going to be bringing in clothes and donating them, or we're going to be bringing in food and donating it to food banks. But a lot of places don't actually talk to the CEOs or the executives and find out exactly what it is that they need. And right now, everybody's sort of shorthanded as well. So people have been donating clothes, but then the organizations don't necessarily need the clothes that are being donated. Or they donate food, and it's not necessarily the food that they need. So they're actually adding tasks to these charities. So what we decided to do, again, is make it quarterly so that we're going in and we're talking to the organizations and finding out, what is it do you need? What kind of clothes do you need? What kind of food do you need? Are you doing events? Do you need volunteers? Is it monetary donations? And I bring that back to our members and our champions, which are what we call our volunteers. And we really go in and help however it is that these organizations need. So for instance, Sisters Place, they had a big organization and they had a big event and they needed volunteers. So we brought in like 10 to 15 different volunteers, and we went before their event and picked up chocolate, and we picked up flowers, and we did their centerpieces, and we helped with the day of, with their auctions and pouring wine and whatever else that they needed. The MS Society, we helped them. They had a walk, so we helped them, walked with them. They had a luncheon, so we have a bunch of people going to support them with the luncheon. Again, Women Who Rock, they have an event. We're volunteering for their event. But we also, the biggest thing that we want to make sure that we're pulling is awareness. So a lot of these organizations need awareness. So we're making sure that at all of our luncheons or our events or anything else that we're doing with them, that we're allowing them to have a platform. And they speak about what they're doing, and they bring their marketing materials so that they can hand them out so that people really know about the organizations. And my hope is after that quarter, that even though they're not still our charity partner after the quarter, that it's a snowball effect, that all of our members and the people that have come to these events and our champions are then continuing to help, and they're continuing the tasks that we've been doing.
Well, and as you know, I also work at a Chamber of Commerce, and huge thing is volunteers. A huge thing is donations. I mean, we're running a car raffle fundraiser right now, or we did, and it's just, you know, it's a lot of work, and it's a two-man crew, and it's a lot. So going into the organization saying what you actually need, As with you, we also focus on charitable works, and it is getting it to the places. Who's helping with those things once it actually gets to the location? So,
Right.
yeah, that's great that you're focusing on that. And so these nonprofits come in. You also have them present at some of your events as well?
Yes. Yeah, so at all of our luncheons, we have a sponsor that comes in and sort of helps with everything. We have volunteers that come in to help us set up, and we have one of our charity partners come in, and we allow them, 5 to 7 minutes to tell everybody about what they're doing, and it's inspiring. Our audiences just love to hear about it. And then we have a speaker that comes in after that. And a lot of times we try to align our speakers with our sponsors and with our charity partners. And it really is, kind of just a perfect marriage of all of those together. And the people that are coming to our luncheons, it all really is just meshing really well together.
And so tell me a little bit about the speakers that you have at your events, and then we'll get into actually the event itself. And some of the ones you run. Tell me about the speakers you've had in. You've had some really exciting people. I know I've attended, so a little bit of background on that.
Yeah. So before I even launched Peel, I wanted to make sure that I had all of the speakers lined up so that I could actually have kind of our lineup, put out there. Our last speaker was Kia Tomlin. And she doesn't like to be referred to as Mike Tomlin's wife. And that was one of the things that she said at the luncheon too. She was very appreciative we did not announce her as that, because she really is her own woman, and she is absolutely incredible. She just came out with a brand new line of plus size clothing, which is something she's been wanting to do for quite some time. And she just got picked up by 10 more NFL teams because she is doing a whole line of apparel for women that is in their colors. Yeah. Of course, black and gold is always going to be her favorite, as it is for all of us that live in Pittsburgh. But it's exciting that other teams are picking it up as well.
And I do have to say, I was at that luncheon with Kia, and the clothing looks so incredibly comfortable and soft and well made. It's I don't know how she did loungewear that looks so comfortable that you could wear anywhere.
Yes,
like
absolutely.
You aren't going to look like you're like me on a weekend schlepping to the store. Like you're going to look like refined while wearing the most comfortable, softest fabric. So
yes.
I do have to give her that shout out.
Absolutely.
As well.
And I will tell you, I have a few pieces of hers, and they are absolutely comfortable. But you can put them on with a pair of Adidas during the day, and then at night throw on a pair of heels, and you look fabulous.
Yes,
I
agree.
But that was the whole idea behind her entire line. So I mean, even when you're going to a game, if you've got her Steeler gear, you go to the game, you look really cute, and then you can put on a pair of heels, and at night you can go to Hyde Park if you want to.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. What about some other speakers that you've had?
So we have Darieth Chisholm that's going to be coming up for 2023. So we're excited to hear her. She's really pivoted a lot in her career, and she has some really exciting things that she's going to be bringing to the table. Tori Snyder is one of our speakers that's going to be. Melanie Boyer is going to be one of our speakers coming up. Sophia Bergman is going to be one of our speakers.
So you have a full lineup coming up.
We do, yeah. We have a lot of people that are coming up. Yeah, it's just, we're really blessed to have the women of the caliber that we have. Stephanie Scaletti was one of the ones we just had, and she's from the young survivors of cancer.
Yes, what a story.
Yeah, and it was very touching. When she was speaking to us, and we had a lot of ladies in the audience that were survivors and thrivers of cancer, and afterwards they all kind of flocked around her and were just supportive, and she has a lot of events that she has. So again, even though she's not a charity partner, she was creating awareness, and a lot of our ladies are coming to her events and supporting her. So I mean, really, Peel is about supporting our members, our non-members, our people that come. Anyone that is in need, that's what we do. I mean, that was my premise for everything, was that when I see a need, I fill a need. And that really is what Peel is.
And you don't always just support women. You also have men's events.
Yes, we like the fellas too, yeah. It's not just about the girls. So what we have is every month we have a ladies' luncheon. And then every other month we have a men's luncheon. Now the months that we don't have a men's luncheon, we do a mixer, so we bring everybody together. And then we do have, during the year, a few really large events. So our pillars, the personal and professional, the charitable giving, And then playful purpose is also one of our pillars that I didn't mention.
Well, you have to throw that in.
We have to have playful purpose. Life is too short.
Yeah.
So we had a night at the races was one of our events that we had. And we're going to have a grateful gathering this year, which is something that we just bring everyone together. And we have dinner and we have dancing. And Mark Ferrari is actually performing at our grateful gathering.
Oh, we get to meet him later in the episode.
Yes, you do. So it's going to be just one of those nights where it's just a lot about inspiration and just giving back to the community again. But we're allowing our members to give us something that they're grateful about. So all during the night on the monitors, it's just going to be, inspirational and grateful messaging.
That's
so
nice.
Yeah, so
inspirational messaging is huge right now.
it is.
too.
I mean, after the last
It's
couple of
very
years,
motivational.
yeah, everybody kind of needs that. And as far as the professional development, the last couple of years, a lot of people have just been pivoting and shifting things in their businesses. So we are trying to make sure that everybody's staying on track.
And so I'm going to ask you a big question that I'm just going to throw at you.
Uh-oh.
I know. Where do you see Peel in 5 years?
5 years. I try to take life a day at a time. You never know.
Not today.
5 years, I'd love to see our membership at least 200. I'd love to see our volunteerism huge. And I'd love to see just the community surrounding Peel and really being involved and just being able to be one of the community groups that people come to when they're in need, because that really is what sets my heart just on fire, is being able to help. So if someone needs help, I want them to be able to come to us and know that they will receive it.
And volunteering is huge. And it's great for you, it's great for your soul, but it's also a great opportunity for you to network. You really get hands-on with people when you're doing something that's outside of your normal day-to-day. So it's really good to give back. I think you're doing a great job out there. Is there anything else that you want to share with us today that I haven't touched on?
I don't know. There's a lot of things to share.
Yes. You have tons coming up.
Yeah, we do. Really, I'm just really excited about where we're at right now. And I'd love to have more people come to our events and really experience what Peel is about. You don't have to be a member to come to any of our events. We're very welcoming. And I'm just really excited about, the caliber of speakers that we have, the caliber of people that we have that are coming. And, I'm just keep building. I mean, we didn't even launch this until June. So, I mean, the way that we have been, the trajectory that we have it on right now is just phenomenal, and we're just really excited.
Well, that's great. We're going to bring you back out with Mark at the end. So glad we got to find out more about this and share it out with our audience.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. To get more info on any of Peel's events and find out more about how you can get involved, how you can volunteer, go to thepeelproject.com. We'll be back in a minute with Mark. All right, we're back again on Spotlight on Pittsburgh with Mark Ferrari. Welcome, Mark.
Hi, thanks for having me, Mandy.
I'm a little starstruck right now. We don't usually have such big performers here on the show, so
I don't know about that, but thank you.
You're welcome. So tell me a little bit about yourself and how you got started in all of this.
Well, I got started pretty much at a young age. I was always singing around the house, a lot of music in the house. My mom was always singing in Italian because she's from Italy, so I had like this.
You had me on that one.
Yeah, I had a lot of that going on. My dad was a bit of a crooner, and I just took to it. And it's always, my brother and I were always listening to the Top 8 at 8 from B94 back in the day.
B94.
And we would always try to call in and be the 10th caller. And I won that like 3 different times. You had to guess the #1 song. And my brother won that like 20 plus times, no joke. So music was always such a big part of our lives. And then as I got older, I just realized how much I loved singing. So I just kept continuing to study it and try to, develop my voice and get better and better. And then as I was continuing to do that, that's when I was like, well, I need to accompany myself, because I was relying on other people to play, behind me or play, the instruments, and it just became, too difficult to always have someone there. And so I picked up the guitar, not till like my early 20s, actually. I was singing my whole life, but So once I grabbed the guitar, that was such a great outlet for me to just start writing. Because when you can put chords behind things and you can really play with melodies and changes, and it's such
you can actually create the music.
Yeah, you create the music, you do it all. You can do it all by yourself. And then at that point, then you can go out and perform, and you're self-contained. Now, I do play with other people if they're available, but the train doesn't stop. It's me. I'm the caboose, or is that the right one? Is that in the back? Anyway,
that's the back.
Yeah. So either way, I'm the engine. It just keeps going when it comes to my music. So.
Well, I briefly mentioned to you before we taped this that I took like an adult EDU class at Fox Chapel High School, learning guitar for like 9 weeks, and I played Hotel California,
Nice.
and that was it. And then I've not touched it since.
Yeah.
It's been like 5 years. So it's very impressive. Just pick it up, learn it. It's not an easy instrument, but I've always been very impressed with people who can play it. So who were your early influences when you were getting started? Like, who was the person that you were like, I want to be this person, or I want to sound like this person?
I would say, as far as like a songwriter, it was Edwin McCain. I don't know if you remember he had a #1 hit, I'll Be.
Yes.
And Could Not Ask for More. But when I heard I'll Be, I just fell in love with the whole idea of writing your own song and it becoming huge, and you can kind of make a career out of that, even if it's one.
Yeah.
So
you the one-hit wonder, right?
yeah, I mean that's not a bad deal for anyone. Anyone would take
5
that.
or 10,
Yeah, I mean, more would be better, But I remember going to Rosebuds down in the Strip District and to see Edwin for the first time, and I was just captivated. And literally, like the next 2 or 3 days after that, I was calling around to get guitar lessons. I'm like, I need to start really getting serious about this. So I took about 3 or 4 guitar lessons, and I wanted like the crash course because I wanted to get out there. And the guy was teaching me, like, Mary Had a Little Lamb, note by note. I'm like, all right, this isn't going to work. And so then I just kind of self-taught myself.
That's
and learned the chords, learned a lot of things. I played instruments when I was younger. I played clarinet like my whole life, so I had the background of the theory and things like that, and to help develop my ear. But so I took all of that, took the guitar, and I just ran with it, really. And
well, you can even get on YouTube now and learn guitar.
Yeah,
so.
And that was kind of new. YouTube was new at the time, so that was very helpful too. Because I'm like, what chord would work here? Or what's a different voicing? And I would go on and see other people do it. And so you learn, and that just goes in your catalog.
So you're just musically talented all over the place.
No. I have an ear for it, so I'm fortunate. I mean, I have the ability, but if you don't develop it, if you don't even try, then your talent can kind of never become what it is.
I believe it.
You can't just rest on it. So I was never where I'm at now back then. God, the road's been, a long one.
Well, I've seen you perform. Really amazing talent. So you've really come a long way from wherever you started.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about your performances, where you are. You've performed for the Pirates baseball.
Yes. Well, this past summer was really fun. I did 2 national anthems, and I have a 3rd one coming up. And that was always a bucket list thing for me, because I played baseball in college at IUP. I love baseball. I love music. So to be on the field, and even though I'm not playing for the Pirates, but just to be on the baseball field, sing the national anthem, get to do something I love, honor my country. Like it's surreal to do that. It really is. It's like
I can imagine.
Pinch myself moment. And I've been singing my whole life, but you still get nervous for something like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm sure there's the stage fright, the little bit, if you even have it, doesn't go away. You kind of thrive on it, and it comes and goes.
Yeah, you need a little bit of anxiety or performance anxiety to like raise up. But if you have too much, then you can choke, and then it could be a mess as well. But as far as the other shows, I teamed up with Brian Drusky. He's one of the big promoters in Pittsburgh, and Rich Engler, who is part of, used to be DeCesar Engler. So they've been using me on a lot of shows. So the first time I worked with Brian Drusky was I got to open up for Edwin McCain, who was the person.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's like the best day ever.
It was. I mean, the way it came full circle. I remember when I got the call, I actually had tears in my eyes. I was just like, and I've opened up for other people prior to that. My very first big opening act was George Jones at the Pepsi Roadhouse. And if anyone, I'm sure most people do know who George Jones is, but he was like Johnny Cash. I have a flyer that was out years ago that I found online where Elvis is on the marquee with George Jones. I'm
Wow.
just like, this is this crazy company.
That is.
So I opened for him twice, and that's what really sparked everything. But fast forward, I opened for Edwin. That was amazing. That was at Jurgles. And then it just led to a snowball of me getting to open up for all these acts that come through. So after Edwin, I did a show at Uncle Cracker. And then after Uncle Cracker, I did a show with Natasha Bedingfield
Yes.
at Carnegie of Homestead Music Hall. And it just kept going. Then I did a Christmas show at CeeLo Green. I wrote a Christmas song probably like 6-7 years ago, because my brother's a school teacher and he would always put together like a little Christmas CD for his students.
Yeah.
You know? And he's like, Mark, you have to record a song, a Christmas song, and so I could put it on the CD. I give it to, I'm like, I don't want to record like a song everyone knows. So it just forced me, I just wanted to challenge myself, and I wrote this Christmas song called Under My Tree. So that song allowed me to open up for CeeLo, because that's the song they let him hear, see if it fit the show and everything. And so they put me on the show.
That's
so
an interesting mix right there.
that was crazy.
Yeah.
And then after the show, I went in his dressing room, and he was singing the chorus back to me of Under My Tree. And it just freaked me out. It was so cool. It was so cool. But just recently, I mean, from that, I opened up for Kip Winger, Blue Oyster Cult twice. I just did a show at Blue Oyster Cult, the second show a week ago. And I just did a show with Corey Feldman. That's more like my generation. He was, in the Goonies, Stand By Me, and all those big movies back in the 80s. I did a show with Dennis Quaid.
That's
And
great.
the big actor. Yeah, that was great. He was setting up for sound check with his little bulldog on stage with him. It was really cute. And it's just been great. So I'm just happy to be able to share my music. And
Well, share your music. Let's hear a little bit,
wanna
if you
hear a
don't
little bit of
mind.
something? Yeah, no
I made him
problem.
bring the guitar out here today.
just do a little sample.
Just a sample.
Yeah, I wrote this song's called It's Gonna Be Great. I wrote it kind of during the pandemic because things were kind of not so great. So the chorus just goes like this. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be better. I can't wait. Making my move. Live for today. Sing like a bird. Fly like a plane. It don't matter, 'cause it's gonna be great.
Fantastic.
sample.
No, it was great. It's going to be great.
Thank you.
I think it's great already.
Thank you.
And so you have 3 albums, working on a 4th?
Working on the 4th one right now. Yeah, I have enough material to record it, just haven't been able to get back down to Nashville where I record it. I'm not country, but my buddy owns a studio down there, and he knows everybody. He's an engineer. He went to Belmont, so all the albums have been recorded down there, except a couple were local in Steubenville at Innovation Studios with Mike Ofka. So, yeah, looking forward to getting new material out there and keeping the music going.
Perfect. Well, we're going to hear another clip of you live here in a minute. But thank you for coming on. We're going to bring you back out in just a couple minutes
Okay.
with Kelly.
Yes.
And you guys even know each other as well. So we'll hear
Yeah.
about that and anything else that we haven't talked about in just a couple minutes.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you.
And to see where Mark is performing next, go to markferrarimusic.com. We'll be back in just a minute on Spotlight on Pittsburgh.
Do you really want to give it a try? Everybody's screaming black and gold. It's a battle where the strong survive. And I'm stronger than you know. 'Cause I don't need no alibi. I'm here to let the truth be told. If you wanna cross the line, you're going down from the black and gold. Give me time, give me a place. Step right over and show your face.
All right, we are back. I'm a little early on that cue, I guess, but we're back with Kelly and Mark. We'll get it together here at the end, right? And the best part is bringing on two people who actually know each other. So you guys go way back. Is that the
High school.
story?
Yeah,
or?
pretty far. You know, 5 years.
More than that. Yeah, way more than that. Yeah, 5 years. Yeah, we got out of high school.
Right. Or young.
2016.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So should I ask each other like how you were back when you were in high school, or is that the scary question?
Well, I'll let you take that one.
How we were? We were definitely friends. We had mutual friends. Kelly was always working on her resumes and stuff. You know, she would never hang out with any, at least with my group of friends. And I was doing music. I was in the talent shows, playing baseball, and you know. But we always had a friendship and a mutual respect for each other. And it's just interesting how down the road now, years later, how our lives they keep intersecting in different ways. You know, and it's all through either music or her business or just things around Pittsburgh. So.
Well, you keep each other in mind too. So, and you're working together. Obviously, you're going to be performing at one of her events. So,
Yes.
that's great to keep you guys going in this circle. So,
Well, I also went to go see him just recently when he opened for Corey Feldman.
She did. Yeah. So we both try to
I like
support
that
each
look.
other.
I've heard a little bit about Corey Feldman. So you were the highlight of the evening. Corey Feldman, how was he?
He was interesting. I said it was an experience. When
It is
people
an
ask me, I go,
experience.
it's an experience, and I can't say good or bad. Just you need to see
I
it.
honestly say I have to go next time because I need to see the experience for myself.
Yeah, if there's a next time, definitely that would be fun.
Yeah.
But on that note, it was very nice of Kelly. She got a big table and put it out for the Peel people and anyone else that wanted to come to the show. So she supported me on that, and we support each other. And in her night at the races, I wasn't able to go, but I definitely donated towards it. And I will be playing in November at your big event. So all her events are pretty big, but
Yeah.
that'll be the first one I'll get to play at there. So it'll be nice. But anything I can do to support her and help her, I will. So
That's great.
yeah.
We have a good time together. And it's always fun to hear him play. He's so amazing.
Absolutely.
I mean, even events where he's just playing and we have an event, he's always the after party.
Well, and I said, like, I got a little emotional during that quick clip there. So he obviously does a good job. Beautiful voice.
Thank you.
Well, good. Well, thank you both so much. Is there anything else that I missed that you guys want to mention very quickly?
No, I think so.
But
Everything.
I do think it's great that we have stayed close all these years. But
Yeah.
you know, one of the reasons that we can support each other is, and I tell my kids this all the time too, Pittsburgh is a very small town,
It sure is.
and it is the city of bridges. And I tell them all the time, you know what? Don't burn any bridges,
Yep.
because
I agree.
you just never know where you're going to end up 30 some years
I know.
after
I know.
high school, because people come back around in your life, and it's been a joy for me to see how many people have reached back out whenever I started Peel and said, oh, how can I support you? What can I do? Let's collaborate. And I always say, collaborate, don't compete. And
Absolutely.
That's
I've had
great.
so many collaborations
great.
with everything, and Mark collaborates obviously with so many people, and it's been so much fun to start this, and I'm excited to see where everything goes. I mean, I collaborate with you with things,
I
and
know.
it's so much better in life just to collaborate with people and get along, and it's just very joyful.
And we've collaborated with the same people, not even knowing it for a long time.
Yeah.
So just the way it all works out, it's just it's fate in a way.
Yeah.
Fate. So it's fate we're here today. Let's keep collaborating. Let's keep Pittsburgh together as one. And thanks both for coming on today.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
for having
having
us.
And to find out more about Kelly and Mark, go to the website markferrarimusic.com, nplproject.com. And thank you all for watching Spotlight on Pittsburgh. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Spotlight on Pittsburgh. And join us again next time when we shine the spotlight on two new guests.